What's going on, guys? It's Matt. I wanted to take a video here today, just talking about the things that are not so glamorous in medical device sales. And the reason that I bring that up is because a lot of people want these jobs because they can be high paying, they can be lucrative, they can also be a whole lot of fun. At least I think personally, but there are certain things that people consistently do not realize happen once you get into the job itself that I think would be a very good, important thing to actually bring up to people that are thinking about a career in medical device sales. So I'm going to run down a couple of these in no particular order, but they are going to be things that you are going to 100% witness, 100% see once you get into medical sales that you may or may not have been thinking about prior. So first up is going to be the glamour. A lot of people that I see coming in are thinking that you are going to be taking out doctors out to eat all the time and closing deals in scrubs, and just kind of being the person that sells everything and the point person. And the the realistic expectation of that is, in the beginning, especially when you don't know anything, you're going to be the person that's going to be lugging trays through the hospital hallways. You're going to be lugging trays from hospital to hospital. You're going to be just sitting in the basement, really probably not even seeing anybody, learning instrumentation if you're in the operating room or you're an operating room rep. So a lot of it is done sort of in solitude. When you originally get there, you are not going to know what you're doing at all. So you're actually going to feel very useless. So the first day in the operating room, right? I mean, the surgeon's probably going to ask the senior rep to do everything. He's going to know that you're not a resource right off the bat. And all of those emotions can definitely be daunting to some people because it is weird going into a job where it does take a good amount of time to where you actually feel like you're even like a resource in the most basic form. So if you do have that kind of personality trait where, you don't do well being humbled, this is definitely something to expect once you get into medical device sales because it takes years and years to actually be a really good rep in the space. Now, the next thing that I wanted to talk about here is the time sacrifice. Because when you're going through interviews, obviously you're going to be saying to these recruiters and hiring managers and regionals and people that are interviewing you that you are going to be willing to pretty much like lay your life down for this job. You get called in at 3 a.m., I'm doing it. A lot of people are very gung ho about that in the beginning, but once they actually get into it, it is a much, much different role. So, I've seen a lot of people struggle with this. A lot of people that have families, that have to end up leaving them to go cover a case. I've seen people miss a lot of weddings. I've seen some people even miss the birth of their kids because they had to go in and cover a case. So, these things do hit hard and they happen often. If you're in a niche that does a lot of trauma, you're going to be getting called in all the time. And even within, your first month, 2 months, 3 months, like, it is cool, but then eventually it really comes down to like discipline and actually liking what you are doing to do that. That sort of coolness will wear off after a certain period of time, and then this will just be your day to day job. But the people who really enjoy it, that coolness is going to keep up because they really do enjoy what they're doing. But that is just something to note that some people do struggle with because when you are up for 20 hours and you barely got any sleep and then you have to go do the same thing again, it can become a little bit challenging to certain people. The next thing that I wanted to bring up is deals fall through all the times. You lose surgeons, people lose their number one customers, people lose things all the time. The landscape of medicine is changing. These things happen. So I've seen a lot of people even quit because when they lose surgeons or top tier surgeons, they get so upset that they just don't even want to do the job anymore. And they take it very personally. So this is something to realize before you even get into it, that this is going to happen. You stay in medical device sales long enough, you're going to lose some clients. You might even lose your best one. Your best one might move away. Things happen where that is going to happen, and that should really be viewed as normal in a sense. We obviously shouldn't strive to lose customers and the people that we've been working with and we like working with, but it does happen. So I do think keeping a mindset on that is normal in the field and it happens and you will get them next time is incredibly important in this job. Now, the next one that I wanted to talk about is going to be surgeon attitudes. Every surgeon is going to be different. I have worked with some absolutely amazing surgeons. I've really only worked with amazing surgeons, to be honest with you, so I don't really know this one, but I have seen a lot of surgeons or a lot of reps that I know that have had surgeons that are a little bit difficult to work with, meaning that they like things a certain way. Obviously, they should. but they will really, really grind someone's gears if things are wrong. And so you really do have to have thick skin. So if you if you're not comfortable being yelled at and improve upon your yelling or improve upon what you're doing when you get yelled at, this is going to be a tough space to be in because especially when you are new, you don't know a lot and you don't know what you don't know a lot of the time. And these surgeons know that obviously. So I will say the biggest thing, and I wouldn't take it personally, but I would say the biggest thing is that if a surgeon tells you your mess up, just make sure that that never happens again. The biggest thing that these people don't like is when things just keep getting repeated and repeated and problems keep happening, almost as if you just don't care to fix it. So as long as you care to fix it and they know that you're trying and showing up, you'll be okay. But just know that going in. So is a med sales job still worth it after all of these things and all the hardships that you might have to endure? I would say absolutely. I have actually never had a job where I've been like excited to work all the time as I have for this. I've had many jobs. I mean, I've been an athletic trainer, bartender, like you name it. And I always thought I was clocking in for work a lot of the times when I was there. But I never feel that way now. Now I'm actually excited to do what I do like every single morning. So I think it's really a beautiful thing once you find that. And medical sales was that for me. Are there bad days? Sure, absolutely. But I would never actually, after the end of that, say I would want to be doing something different. But these are the harsh realities of things that might happen to you when you first get in. It's definitely not as glamorous as you think it's going to be. On the outside perspective, it is, but once you get inside, realize what you're getting into. So that's all I got for you.